Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Pascal. My name is Lianne Loosveld, and today I would like to introduce to you to my research proposal. And my presentation at this moment is titled An Operationalized Blueprint for Mentoring Education. But before starting this, I would shortly want to give credit to my amazing research team over here, Erik Driessen, Geraldine Klarebout, and Eline van Assen, which will help me to go through this journey. Because before ending up here as a part-time PhD student at the Department of Educational Research and Development, I went to quite a diverse study path myself. And when you start studying as a student, you kind of hope your study to go like this, to be an easy ride. But, you know, then life happens. Plans might change, and sometimes you might make a little more progress, and sometimes a little less. You have to change your plans, you have to make other decisions, choose other options. And even some years after finishing my studies, I still wonder, would I have made different decisions? Would I have taken different roads if I had someone helping me in making my decisions, someone guiding me a bit, someone like a mentor? And then effectively, you could see mentoring as a form of teaching with some skills overlapping with the general teaching domain, but some skills also differing from more general teaching. And I think especially these skills that differ, so the skills that are not in the overlapping part, are skills that you would need to practice as a mentor. Because what organizations used to too easily assume that is that someone who is a good teacher is automatically a good mentor too. And because of that, learning how to be a mentor used to be a kind of implicit on-the-job learning skill left to chance. But I explicitly say used to be, because what we notice now as a sort of trend in literature and in research is that organizations start to pay more and more attention to helping mentors to develop, sustain, and improve their role as special teachers. And that's great because we see many benefits of mentoring education. For example, that mentors that have been educated on their role have gained a more deeper and more systematic understanding of what it is to be a mentor and how to do it. For example, that they are able to see what is important in setting goals with their mentees or making clear what you can expect of your mentor as a student. And also, we see that trained mentors are more willing to share their own experience with students, that they are more willing to open up and to say, okay, I also made some bad choices or something went wrong, but hey, see, here I am, and don't worry. And what we also see is that trained mentors are more satisfied with their own performance. They really notice that they can make a change with their students. They see that they can stimulate the independent learning of their mentees. And they also notice that their influence on the academic, social, and personal development of their students is quite large. And if we look at developing mentoring education, some factors that are important to develop effective mentoring education are, on the one hand, how are you going to educate your mentors? When and where are you going to do that? And how are you going to make sure that the skills and the competencies that mentors learn are actually transferred to the workplace, so to the relation between the mentor and its mentee? And we know that these are factors, but what we do not really know yet is how to operationalize mentoring education to allow mentors to develop, sustain, or improve their mentoring behaviors or concepts. And even though I now mentioned three things that you should take into account, there's actually also a fourth one, and that's the content of this mentoring education. But content of education usually comes together with the setting of mentoring education. And this is my bridge to my research, because the setting that I want to research mentoring education in is the setting of a mentor being embedded in a study program, a mentor that also has an assessing role of students, and a mentor that can make use of a portfolio. So these are skills and competencies that mentors should need to learn in among other things. And now I'm going to show you my research questions. I want to start with exploring what is mentor self-understanding and subjective educational theory about mentoring, followed by how does a blueprint of mentoring education look like, taking into account the perceptions of these mentors, their educators, but also literature. And building on that, I want to combine all this information and research to which extent mentoring education leads to sustainable changes in behaviors and concepts of mentors. And now, of course, you all want to know, how am I going to do that? Well, I've given this some kind of considerations, and the ideas that I'm toying with is at this moment is to explore the self-understanding and subjective educational theories, that I want to do a literature review on what could or should be in mentoring education and how to do it, that I want to engage in participatory design with mentors and mentor educators as well, and that I want to conclude with a design-based research in which I want to not only build theory, but also implement and evaluate this theory in practice. But I know myself, I'm prone to changing things and making decisions over and over again. So if you have any suggestions for me, I would love to hear from you. And for now, thank you for your attention.